Okay, I am just looking at a few things. Oh, I didn't even really check to make sure I had my camera at a
Lauren,
decent
can you
angle.
hear me?
I
I
can.
can't hear you.
Oh, really? Okay, then I may need to change this back to here. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Um, it's possible that when music happens, either you might not hear it or it might not be really good quality. So at that point, if you want to like tune in on YouTube, that might be a good idea too. Okay, so it looks like YouTube is happening, so I'm going to ignore that now, and it looks like all these things are happily set up, and you guys are
How do
saying,
I get your YouTube link?
oh, yeah, why don't I put that in the chat?
Oh,
So let's see, do I have a button here? Oh, I know what I can do. I can go over here where I'm watching it. Fake
And you guys
watching.
are
how
saying,
do I get your YouTube link?
Oh, that's funny.
oh,
No, you have to stop. Sorry. I'm living a layered reality right at the moment, so. Okay, that should be the link to the simulcast on YouTube.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so welcome my beautiful friends and chosen family. Just really honored to be here. And I'm kind of enjoying the fact that I've been playing around. The audio world is still, there are a lot of details that I wouldn't call myself an expert at, but I'm enjoying playing with them a little bit more. And super happy that I wrote a song today that came out of something kind of difficult. So I'm really enjoying the possibility of sharing a little bit of that story with you to just set the stage for this ceremony we're going to do tonight. So, of course, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open sacred space. I'm going to do it the old fashioned way. I'm going to just grab the microphone. Okay. Oh, this is curious. My son is calling me. How interesting. Alex, do you realize that I'm live on YouTube right now? Wait, of course I can't hear him because I have headphones on. Hey, how are you doing? Are you there? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah. Um, I think it's really interesting that you called specifically at a moment when I'm going live on YouTube. That's all right. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you enjoyed your little 2 seconds of guest appearance. Okay, love you. Take care. I just always answer the phone when my son calls if I see it ringing, so that's just kind of a general rule of mine. Here we go, opening sacred space. To the winds of the south, Sachamama, great serpent, come and wrap your coils of light around us. Help us to feel the beauty of the earth below us. Teach us to shed our past the way you shed your skin all at once. Teach us to walk the beauty way, beauty in front of us, beauty behind us, beauty on either side of us, beauty below us, beauty above us, beauty within us, and beauty without us. Aho. to the winds of the west. Otorongo, mother, sister, jaguar. Come into this medicine space and protect us. Protect us from all intrusive energies and entities so that we may do the work that will help our soul's evolution. Teach us the way beyond death across the rainbow bridge and back so that we may walk with integrity on this life. Aho. Come into this medicine space and protect us. Protect us from all intrusive energies. To the winds of the north. Siwarkente, royal hummingbird. Come into this medicine space. Teach us to drink only from the nectar of life. Teach us to find stillness, even in motion. Help us to see our mythic map so that we may walk with certainty. Teach us to find joy. And to our ancestors, to all of the ancestors of those who are gathered, to the ancestors of this land, to all those, the ancient ones, all those who have come before, and all those who will come after our children's children. We ask you to be present with us, to warm your hands around these candle flames, and to share with us your wisdom, your teachings, and your lessons. Aho. To the winds of the east, great eagle, condor, urubu, raven, all those who come from the land of the rising sun, the place of our becoming. Come, great eagle, teach us to see with your eyes, from high above the mountains down to the smallest detail. Teach us to fly wing to wing with great spirit and hold us under your wings when we falter, so that we may feel that energetic connection to source, to all that is. Aho. Mother Earth, Pachamama, Mother Gaia, the one who always supports us, from whom all life comes, to whom all life must return. Thank you, Mother, for your loving embrace. Thank you for teaching us to be in Aini, in right relationship with all creation, with the plant people, with the stone people, with the creepy crawlies, the finned, the feathered, the furred, and our fellow two-leggeds. Help us to model that right relationship so that this planet may have abundant lives for all generations to come. Aho. Father, Sun, and Grandmother Moon, and all of our Star Nation brothers and sisters, on this beautiful night of the new moon, as we plant the seeds of our intention, the seeds of our becoming, we thank you for your presence, watching over us and illuminating our pathways. Aho. Okay. So, I like to open these things with just offering a little bit about how this rite came about, the rite of the new moon, or the rite of the womb that was channeled by Marcela Lobos from the Four Winds Society, and how important that is to any of us that have felt like our creative centers have been wounded or dispossessed of their creativity and their power for a variety of different reasons. Just try to get, okay. So Marcela Lobos, when she channeled this rite, she talks about how her upbringing and her background was really an important part of how and why this came into being. So she was born and grew up in Chile, so she grew up under the Pinochet dictatorship. And so she had, in terms of the governing body of the land where she lived, that was this very toxic figure, this very oppressive figure. And so even in her own family structure, there was a father that was, a sort of very hyper-masculine, overbearing persona. And so when she left Chile and came to the United States, she thought she was leaving all that behind, but she hadn't healed those wounds yet, and so she found herself in an abusive relationship here in the United States. And so when she channeled through this Rite, she talks about how learning what she learned and moving through what she had to move through, it was as if, and I think even the grandmothers told her, it was that she needed to give birth to the death that was in her womb. And so she describes a scene, I think in her book, where she was literally like in front of the fireplace and she was just birthing all of the pain that she had experienced, that was the pain that also has to do with how women in general have been treated for, a few hundred years at least, if not more. And the fact that anything feminine, including the divine feminine, which is not just a female thing, we all have aspects of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, but that somehow over the course of the last, few centuries, because the divine feminine had been sort of denigrated and relegated to the shadows, and you weren't supposed to talk about it, and people were burned at the stake because witchcraft was this whole sort of paranoia situation. So the fact that it has been this cultural bias, I guess, against things that are feminine, we all do have this sort of collective need, I believe, to really heal our feminine centers, heal our creative centers, heal our feminine aspects, so that we can move through and be creators of our own existence in a much more positive way. So every time I do these, I generally tend to tell like one different story. Just as an example, that there's I'm certainly not the only person who has been through a variety of woundings to their femininity. So I was very curious. So I have been cultivating a relationship with my dreams for a few months now. They have sort of come and go. I tend to be one of those people that has very, very vivid dreams. And for about the last, year, 6 months to a year, I just haven't had that good of an access to my dreams for a variety of reasons, and so I've been kind of diligently putting this practice into place. And just this week, I specifically requested that I wanted, a more vivid nature of my dreams. So be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. So 2 nights ago, I believe it was, I had a very, very, very vivid dream. Also a very disturbing dream, and a dream that really, I had not realized how it was uncovering very old wounds that even at the time that I went through what I went through, I really didn't even think it was that big a deal. And I think that's probably because we all have a variety of coping mechanisms that make us go, nope, I'm done, that's over, it was whatever it was. But in this dream, there were so many things that called back to that time period that it was like glaringly me in the face that this was a wound from that time period that needed to be cleared. And so I woke up and I had it clearly in my mind. It was very disturbing. I wrote it all down, did some tarot on it, did a meditation on it, got a few minor insights, but I was like, wow, for such a vivid dream, I wasn't really, I think I had expected more out of it. And that night, when my partner came home, I was like, I'm just curious, weirdest thing, I had this really intense dream. And he was like, oh, well, why don't you tell me about it, right? And so as I was relaying this dream, and I'm not going to tell you the whole dream because that'll take too long, but I'll give you some highlights of it. It was clear that there was a friend of mine in the dream, and it was clear that this friend was being threatened. And to the point that I actually literally texted that friend the next day, and I was like, hey, just checking in. I didn't want to tell him that I had this like terrifying dream where he was, really being brutalized. But he's fine. He has not been brutalized. He's fine. But in the situation that I witnessed in my dream, I had a moment where I was told, like, we're going to do these awful things to your friend. And I wanted to help, but I knew I couldn't. I knew I couldn't fight these two people. And like, my friend is this 6-foot-tall guy. There was no way, even if he was like ready, willing, and able to get up with me, because he was totally out of it. They had already knocked him unconscious. And I was like, I have to leave him there all by himself. And I couldn't do anything. And I just walked outside. Oh, yeah. And in the dream, I just listened to the crying and the screaming, and I just couldn't do anything. And I felt so helpless. And so as I was telling this to my partner, I realized as I started crying, just like I'm doing now, that I didn't realize that I was talking to myself about myself. So, what we do, we allow ourselves to feel these emotions. Yep, yeah, I felt that. Accept that it is a totally normal way to respond to that situation, and let it go. And let it go. So, and then of course at the end of the dream, I came back in, and then, just, there was the aftermath, right? And every single woman in the scene of the dream had bruises on her face. Every single woman in the dream had bruises on her face. And so I realized that there are so many of us that have some healing to do. So I think it would be a really good idea for us to do a 4-4-4-4 breathing work together, just to get us all in a really good, centered place. And let's actually, before we do that, for those of you who know how to do this, just go ahead and open your Viracocha. And if you would like to extend it over this community. Okay. So for the 4-4-4-4 breathing, we breathe in for a count of 4. We hold that breath for a count of 4. We exhale for a count of 4. We hold that for a count of 4, and we do that 4 times. So let's see. You can hear that, right? Okay, good. So inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And the other thing I wanted to do is, because this particular song came out of that dream, I wanted to share with you this song that I wrote today. And also point out a really curious little thing that occurred, that as I was telling that story to my partner, and I just sort of, kind of was crying uncontrollably for like 5 minutes, there was a musical file that he had been trying to open, and it was being buggy, and it wasn't opening for him. And he was trying, and as soon as that emotional release came through, the file opened. And we did a whole bunch of really beautiful creative work on that song, which had been kind of eluding us. He's up there working on it right now. And so it just felt like it really did open a bit of a flood of creativity this week, just to be able to release that. So the song that came through, let's see, I'm going to actually actually bring my words down here. Goes a little something like this. The place looked vaguely familiar, as if I'd been there in some other lifetime. Once I looked a little bit deeper, I saw the remnants of an older version of myself. Each of the characters from all those years ago, showing me the faces of my own reflection, wondering why it all looks so grim and shady. All the bruised faces looking at me for some connection, going deep in the dream time to uncover the stains on my memory. Gonna take some me time to recover the joys that had left me. When I saw what was about to happen, I wanted to leave, but I wanted to try to save you. I knew I couldn't fight, so I left you there all alone. I sat outside and listened to your cries as they hurt you. What does it mean to be a sacred witness when you know you can't do anything but stop and listen? In the aftermath, I found you dazed and listless. I offered my arm to help you get back up, going deep in a dream time to uncover the stains on my memory. I'm gonna take some me time to recover the joys that had left me. Going deep in the dream time to uncover the stains on my memory. I'm gonna take some me time to recover the joy that I left behind. Oh, thanks. Okay, so I think I actually just want to go right into the other lullaby so that we can prepare ourselves for. Actually, first I want to show you the beautiful bouquet of roses that I got for this ceremony. I rode my bicycle to the flower store. It was that beautiful in Erie, Pennsylvania today. So, I mean, that in and of itself is like a tiny miracle. So we have some beautiful pink roses, some beautiful orange roses, some beautiful red roses, some beautiful yellow roses, and even one that's kind of lavender. So they were on sale and I loved them, so I got them. So what we're going to be doing, once I finish the lullaby, is I'm going to go one by one to the people who are here in the Zoom room, and we're going to do a process where we say together a few times, once with my hands in the air, once with one hand in the air, one on my belly, once with both hands on my belly, once with my hand on my belly and one hand on your belly. The phrase is, the womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is to create and give birth to life. And we'll say that many times. And then, when we're done saying that for each person will choose a rose and will blow their prayers, their intentions, their wishes, the seeds of their becoming. Because also, this is, I'm not an astrologer, but I do know that the new moon in Aquarius is a really beautiful opportunity to tap into that creativity. If you've been feeling like your creativity has been stifled, the new moon in Aquarius is like, bring it all in. It's all about tapping into our creativity. And so Pluto has also just entered Aquarius, which is also all about empowering ourselves. It's all about power to the people. And so I think what we're seeing now is we are seeing the opportunity and the possibility to rewrite a lot of these core narratives that we have had to live by, which are no longer serving humanity. So let's write some new stories. Let's write some new mythologies. And I'm going to start by singing this Algonquin water song. Nibi wabo and Aiki mishkwi nibi wabo heya 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 hey heya 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 ho nibi wabo and Aiki mishkwi nibi wabo heya 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 ho heya 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 ho nibi wabo and Aiki mishkwi nibi wabo heya 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 ho heya 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 ho nibi wabo and Aiki mishkwi nibi wabo heya 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 hey heya 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 ho. Okay, so Rosemary, I have you first on my screen. Would you like to receive the rite of the womb?
Yes, thank you.
Beautiful. So go ahead and repeat after me. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
And the last time I'll put my hand on your belly. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
Aho, sister.
Aho.
Would you like to choose a rose?
Yes, please. I will choose an orange rose.
Ooh, I love it. In some ways, I feel a bit like Morticia Adams pulling the blossoms off, right? Would you like to go ahead and blow your wishes and prayers into that beautiful flower? Beautiful, beautiful. And so over here I have 13 candles burning and a bowl of water. So I'm going to put each of these flowers with their prayers into the water. And tomorrow morning I will dump them around the land here so that Mother Earth can receive those. Okay, Frank, you are the next on my screen. Would you like to receive the rite of the womb today?
I would love to, thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, so repeat after me. I'll start with my hands in the air. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
And now the last time I'll put my hand on your belly. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and to give birth to life.
Beautiful. Would you like to choose a rose? Aho, my brother.
I would love to.
Orangey yellow.
Is there an orangey yellow one or yellowy orange one?
It's kind of peachy, sort of.
Yeah, that one sounds perfect.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, would you like to go ahead and blow your intentions and prayers into this beautiful flower? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, Lynn, I have you next on my screen. Would you like to receive the rite of the womb? Beautiful. Okay, so repeat after me. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is to create and give birth to life. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is to create and give birth to life. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is to create and give birth to life. And for the last time, I'll put my hand on your belly. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is to create and give birth to life. Beautiful. Aho, sister. Would you like to choose a flower? The red one? The pink? Okay, why don't you go ahead and blow your prayers and blessings and intentions into this beautiful flower. Beautiful, beautiful. And oh, my beautiful sister Ada, you are the next person on my screen. Would you like to receive the rite of the womb?
Yes, please.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, repeat after me. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is a place to create and give birth to life.
And then the last time with my hand on your belly. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
The womb is to create and give birth to life.
Beautiful. Oh, sister. Would you like to
Aho.
choose a rose?
Yes. I'd love the yellow one, please.
Oh. Did you know that yellow roses were my mother's favorite?
Oh, they're my favorite.
Oh, that's perfect. So beautiful. Would you like to blow your prayers and intentions and blessings into this beautiful flower? Beautiful. Okay, so a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, reminded me that I have to remember to offer an opportunity for people to give offerings or donations or tips if they want to. It's totally not expected or required, but if this stays up on the YouTube, that'll be an opportunity for folks who just happen upon it as well. And if you want to, I'll put there's a PayPal link that's just under my email address. In case anybody wants to, it's not expected, not required, but my friend is like, you need to start telling people that they can pay you if they want to. I'm like, all right, cool. So I want to just kind of close with a reminder that when Marcella channeled through this Rite, she kind of gave a bit of a mandate saying, I'm trying not to hide behind that thing. Nope, that did it worse. Okay, here we go. A mandate that this should be taken out to everybody. So once you have received this Rite, you can administer it to other people. And every time you receive it and every time you administer it to another person, you're strengthening it in yourself. And so once she gives this Rite, in fact, what we would do if we were in an actual physical circle here is that I would give it to the first person would give it to the second person would give it to the third person, so that we are already establishing the gift of that ceremony among us, because she does say that it really does, it needs to go out into the world and it needs to be strengthened. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing it for free. Please tell everybody, as you know, who you think might be able to benefit from this. It's just something that I feel called very strongly to do. I feel like the world needs it right now. We need to reclaim some of that divine feminine power. And of course, part of the beauty of accessing our divine feminine, which is really linked to our intuition, which is also linked to our dream time, is that we get to receive more. I know that sounds, I don't know what it sounds like, but when we tap into that intuition and when we allow flow to happen, we receive more. But I know if you're like me and you're a recovering workaholic, we always have been taught that we have to do, and go. And it is true that some action is required. You just have to know when to take the right action at the right time. And more in my life, I've been finding that it's actually a lot less action that I need to be doing, and a lot more just taking the time to be present and still, and just be an open-hearted, loving person in the world. And that's like one of the strongest sort of forces to the power that we have in this world to be creators. So I'm going to shut down the YouTube. So for those of you who are watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Oh, that's the wrong screen. Here's the screen.